So now we've got a quiet little spot. Um, Helpful French people just told me there was some statues around the corner. I'll just tell you about last night. So sleeping on the streets last night was pretty eventful. I did go to a cafe, and after 10 o'clock I left, even though it was open till 11. I thought I better make tracks. So I was just walking around the centre and then heading towards a parked area. So I found this kind of cliff. It was actually in Henry Matisse Park. There's a big cliff, so I lied down there, and then I just wasn't tired. Then I got hungry after an hour, had a nibble, and then there's quite a lot of people passing on bikes and walking, etc. So I was a little bit dubious about it because people kept on walking quite close. So I got up because I did see a park bench, and I did find some sort of wooden structure. So I sat on that, I thought, but it was right in the centre and I could see all the stars. It was great. And then I was approached by this Albanian person, and he just wanted to chat. And he asked if I was married and all the rest of it. And I thought, what is it? We're picking up these youngsters. The dark obviously suits me quite well. People don't know my age. Pick people up in the dark, that's a tip. And he kept on trying to hug me all the time. And oh yeah, you English, and gave me a hug, and da, 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 gave me another hug. And I was trying to be very distant with it. And then he lied on the grass and he patted the grass beside him. Oh, come and sit here. I thought, no. If I was 16, maybe, but no, not at 60. And it was a compliment, but you know what I mean. So he tried to sit up and talk, and it was like pulling teeth. And I thought, well, I'll be polite. How are you? What are you doing? And his English wasn't very good, even though he'd been here since 2014. And I think he got the message when I said, you don't have to hug all the time. And he realised, because he kept on doing it, and he realised, and he walked off, which was good. So I sat there, and I kind of lay down looking at the stars. And then this French guy, black guy, came up and walked that way. And he went, bonsoir or bonjour or something. And then something pulled him back to talk to me. So he came and went, blah, 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 blah. And he realised I was English. And he said, why are you living on the streets? And I said, I'm not living on the streets. I'm just here looking at the stars. Oh, he said. Strange. And, you know, because I was very dismissive, etc. He eventually walked off. But I thought, this is quite unsafe here. So I got up after he'd gone and walked towards some picnic tables, sat on there. I managed to doze for a bit, and then still heard people. And then I think there was some dude in the bush, because it woke me, all this rustling, and he pulled out cardboard, and he obviously was sleeping there or decided whatever. And then suddenly a car came into the park, this light, this unexpected light, and I wondered, is this a police car or what? So I thought, I'm moving again. So I moved, and then I walked down the main road and sat in a bus stop. And there was another person on a scooter sitting at the bus stop, and he was okay. And then another guy came and sat in the bus stop opposite. And then he crossed the road after about 10 minutes and looked at the other side, and then went back to the bus stop. And then some characters kept on walking up and down, etc. And then he got approached by some dude, and it was a bit unsavoury actually. And he looked at me, and I was looking to see if he was all right. And And then after he went and everything, he saw me and he came over. And he was Moroccan, very nice guy, 24-year-old. Just talked really good English, and we talked for hours. Um, Safety in numbers and everything. And I says, look, there's cameras up there. Next time someone approaches you, just go, there's security cameras up there. So he says, oh, right, okay. Because he lived on the streets just for one day, because he was only up here for a few days. Really nice guy, really, really nice. And he was waiting for a train 6 o'clock in the morning. So it kind of passed time and it killed numbers. But he was approached again. Some terrible dude asking for water, and he got really aggressive. And I just went like that and kind of protected him with my arm. I said, look, there's security cameras off there. So he just walked on. But this guy, being Moroccan, he could speak French. But it's really quite dangerous. So we had a discussion of all the homeless on the streets, etc. But then there was this woman. She was holding her shoes, walking up and down the street, and he wanted to bring her into our gang of two. And I go, no, just watch, observe, because you never know if someone's aggressive or they're off the head or whatever. Just because he was quite innocent, really, in a way. Anyway, she walked back, and then he wanted to call her over, and she did cross over, and she walked. I said, just see what she does. So she walked over and says, him more than me, says, are you all right? And she goes, I'm looking for my friend, because she went, look, this way and that way. And then I thought, oh yeah, and she walked off. I said, that's a bit weird, isn't it? I said, she didn't look drunk and she didn't look on drugs, because he said, yeah, she'd be walking funny if she was on drugs. And anyway, about 15 minutes, she walked back, but she had a friend with it, and it was a girl. We were saying, oh, maybe she's on a date and he left her and all sorts of things. But yeah, it's really quite. And I said, it's so interesting at night, isn't it? You learn so much different than you do when you're in a hotel room or whatever. It's just a whole different, eye-opening experience. So it is quite interesting. But he toddled off at 5, and I was left alone. I thought, better not stay here, better be on the move. So I moved. Actually, I couldn't believe we were right by the station. My sense of direction, I'm surprised I don't get lost more. Because somebody asked him where the Flix was, and he said up there. I said, no, it's not, it's that way. And he goes, no, it's that way. I go, oh, okay. And then after I sat and had a coffee, eventually, one of these shops opened, because I too went into the station for a bit, because it started to rain. I didn't know that when I went in. And somebody was lying on the benches, seats. And then I was sat there, and even though the early morning noises of rattling of lift and pulling goods across, I did fall asleep, dozed off, so that was good, but I was so tired. And then I saw one of the cafes open, and I had a coffee. Don't recommend that place at all. The worker was nice, but the proprietor was horrible to the staff. He was shouting at him and telling him. I mean, he was working hard. No, not nice. And the coffee was actually more expensive than the other ones, and the internet was so slow. I said, "Why is the Wi-Fi slow?" Oh, I don't know, he says. So that's a little recap. So this morning I did catch an hour's nap around that fountain. If you see the videos, there's a nice fountain just outside. I don't know what the palace is. Really nice. Not open. So that caught that up. Basically because I'm going back to England in a few days. I'm not too bothered about sleep. Because tomorrow I'll go on the coach at 11 o'clock, so if I doze, I doze. And then a day on the metros. Not looking forward to that, especially when they're awkward because landing at Charles de Gaulle, trying to get back into Paris, is going to be interesting. But I have looked it up. So that's my story so far.